Imagine an island so shrouded in mystery that its very soil conceals secrets centuries old. Secrets that have lured fortune hunters, pirates, secret societies, and even modern-day investigators. Picture a place where every step might be haunted by the echoes of doomed treasure seekers, where every tunnel leads deeper into the unknown, and where legends of cursed fortunes and hidden vaults still capture the imagination. This is Oak Island, the epic stage for one of the world's longest and most tantalizing treasure hunts. Welcome to History Unveiled. Today, we're diving into the curse of Oak Island and uncovering every detail from its mysterious origins to the modern quest that has left so many searching in vain. Our journey begins off the Atlantic coast of Nova Scotia, Canada. Oak Island, spanning a modest 140 acres in the heart of Mahone Bay, has been a silent witness to centuries of human history. But before European explorers and treasure hunters ever set foot on its soil, the land was part of a rich tapestry of indigenous life. The Mi'kmaq people, whose ancestors roamed these forests and waters for thousands of years, had their own deep connection to the land. Although their secrets remain largely unrecorded, their legacy reminds us that Oak Island's story stretches far beyond the tales of hidden gold and lost manuscripts. When European settlers arrived in the mid-18th century, the island was first known locally as Smith's Island, after early settler Edward Smith. Later, the British cartographer J.F.W. Des Barres renamed it Gloucester Isle in 1778. But it was the natural red oak that once covered the land that eventually lent it the name Oak Island. This is the stage upon which legends were born. The legend of a hidden treasure on Oak Island is said to date back to the late 1700s. In 1795, a local teenager, Daniel McGinnis, noticed a peculiar depression in the ground. With a group of friends, he began to dig, only to uncover what would later become known as the infamous Money Pit. Every 10 feet, they discovered layers of wooden platforms and flagstones. This man-made shaft, its walls bearing evidence of deliberate engineering, was unlike any natural formation on the island. And so began a centuries-old hunt for treasure that would capture the world's attention. At the heart of the Oak Island mystery lies the Money Pit, a deep shaft, reportedly over 100 feet in depth, with a series of enigmatic wooden platforms spaced roughly every 10 feet. According to legend, these platforms were constructed with an advanced knowledge of engineering, designed to conceal a cache of unimaginable wealth. Some early accounts even claim that a stone, inscribed with a cryptic message such as 40 feet below, £2 million are buried, was discovered within the pit. Although these inscriptions have been subject to much debate and skepticism, they have fueled countless theories about who might have buried such treasure and why. The early excavation efforts were led by various groups. First came the Onslow Company in the early 1800s, followed by the Truro Company in the mid-19th century. Each expedition dug deeper, only to be thwarted by a series of inexplicable flooding events. No matter how advanced the tools became, from shovels and picks to steam pumps and high-tech drilling equipment, the Money Pit would fill with water at critical depths, almost as if it were booby-trapped by unseen forces. Could it be that someone had engineered a complex flood tunnel to protect the secret hidden below? Over the past 2 centuries, Oak Island has inspired more than 50 books, numerous documentaries, and a dedicated television series. But what is the treasure that so many have sought? The theories are as varied as they are sensational. Let's explore some of the most compelling and controversial ideas. Pirate treasure, the Kidd connection. One of the earliest and most persistent theories suggests that the treasure was buried by none other than the notorious pirate Captain William Kidd. According to lore, Kidd, along with his infamous crew, buried vast caches of gold and silver on Oak Island. This idea is partly fueled by 18th-century broadside ballads and accounts that speak of pirate riches hidden on remote islands. Although evidence directly linking Kidd to Oak Island remains scant, his name has become inextricably linked with the mystery. He knights Templar and secret societies. Another fascinating theory points to the medieval Knights Templar. Some researchers believe that the Templars, fleeing persecution in Europe, transported a sacred relic or immense treasure to the New World. Proponents of this theory argue that the intricate design of the money pit, its platforms, flood tunnels, and possible cipher stones, mirrors Templar symbolism and advanced engineering techniques used in medieval fortifications. Could Oak Island be hiding not just gold, but artifacts of religious and historical significance, such as the Holy Grail or even the Ark of the Covenant? Royal jewels and the French connection. Some historians suggest that Oak Island might have served as a secret depository for the stolen crown jewels of France. During the tumultuous period of the French Revolution, it is rumored that Queen Marie Antoinette's priceless gems were smuggled out of France and eventually hidden on the island. This theory posits that a trusted servant, perhaps aided by secret societies, was tasked with safeguarding the royal treasure. Today, remnants of coins, jewels, and artifacts dating back to the 17th and 18th centuries continue to surface on the island, lending an air of credibility to this idea. Francis Bacon, Shakespeare, and cryptic manuscripts. Yet another provocative theory centers around literary genius and conspiracy. Some researchers believe that the money pit was constructed as a vault to hide evidence that Francis Bacon was the true author of William Shakespeare's works. According to this idea, secret codes and ciphers embedded in Shakespeare's texts were meant to lead future generations to this hidden repository of knowledge and treasure. The discovery of mysterious inscriptions on stones deep within the pit has fueled speculation that these ciphers could be the key to unlocking one of history's greatest literary puzzles. Not every theory points to a hidden hoard of pirate gold or Templar relics. Some experts propose that the so-called treasure of Oak Island is not treasure in the traditional sense at all. Instead, they argue that the money pit may be a relic of the island's industrial past, a tar kiln or salt works from the days when Nova Scotia's natural resources were being exploited, or even a natural sinkhole formed by glacial processes. Geological studies have shown that Oak Island is underlain by complex drumlin formations and water-filled cavities, which could easily create the illusion of an engineered pit. While each of these theories carries its own allure, the truth behind Oak Island's mystery remains stubbornly elusive. Perhaps the treasure is not a single cache of riches, but rather a series of clues left by various groups over centuries, a layered narrative that spans from indigenous history to medieval conspiracies to modern-day treasure hunts. Since Daniel McGinnis first uncovered the depression in the ground that hinted at something hidden beneath, hundreds of individuals and teams have been drawn to Oak Island. Early efforts were led by local groups like the Onslow Company and later the Truro Company. These groups were motivated by the promise of pirate gold and the mystery of the wooden platforms that defied natural explanation. As the years turned into centuries, technological advances brought new methods to the hunt. The 19th century treasure hunters employed shovels, picks, and rudimentary pumps in a desperate bid to drain the money pit. By the 20th century, heavy machinery, steam pumps, and even open pit mining techniques were employed. Yet, for every advancement, the island seemed to retaliate, flooding shafts, collapsing tunnels, and defying every effort to reveal its secrets. Fast forward to the 1960s and beyond, where modern treasure hunters like Dan Blankenship and later the Michigan Group, led by brothers Rick and Marty Lagina, reinvigorated the quest with new technologies. Their relentless pursuit has been documented in the hit History Channel series, The Curse of Oak Island, which has brought the mystery to a global audience. In today's age, the treasure hunt is as much a scientific expedition as it is a quest for fortune. Geologists, archaeologists, cryptographers, and even computer scientists have been drawn into the fold, each hoping that modern tools can finally crack the code of Oak Island's enduring mystery. From advanced ground-penetrating radar to isotope analysis of artifacts, Every piece of data is scrutinized in an attempt to bridge the gap between myth and reality. For over 2 centuries, the quest for Oak Island's treasure has evolved from a local legend into a global phenomenon. The modern search, led by the McGinnis brothers and their team, is a blend of adventure, cutting-edge science, and history. Their efforts have uncovered coins, relics, mysterious wooden structures, and even hints of ancient inscriptions. Each discovery ignites new theories and rekindles the flame of possibility that somewhere deep within the labyrinth of tunnels lies the key to an unsolved mystery. Among the most compelling modern finds are the so-called box drains at Smith's Cove, engineered drainage systems that may have been designed to thwart treasure hunters by flooding the pit at will. Evidence of non-native coconut fiber, unusual for Nova Scotia, and other exotic artifacts have been unearthed, leading some to speculate about contacts with far-flung lands and secret societies. Recent seasons of The Curse of Oak Island have even suggested a tantalizing connection to the Knights Templar. Some episodes reveal artifacts like a pre-15th century lead cross that experts claim could be linked to medieval Templar activity, while other investigations dive into mysterious ciphers carved on stone. In one season, scientific tests on wood samples have hinted that some parts of the money pit might date back to the 17th century or even earlier, raising the possibility that the island was used as a repository for treasure, and perhaps even knowledge, long before modern times. But despite the breakthroughs, one question remains. What exactly are we searching for? Is it a hoard of pirate gold, the lost jewels of a deposed queen, or secret manuscripts that could rewrite literary history? Or is the real treasure something far more subtle, a revelation of how human ambition, ingenuity, and mystery converge in one unassuming island? No discussion of Oak Island would be complete without mentioning the curse. Legend has it that 7 men must die before the treasure is found, and tragically, the current count stands at 6. Whether this is a mere superstition or a reflection of the perilous nature of the hunt, the curse has become an integral part of Oak Island's mythology. Over the years, accidents have indeed claimed lives. In the early days, unexplained flooding and collapses cut short the efforts of daring treasure hunters. Later, in the mid-20th century, fatal accidents during excavation operations added a somber note to the legend. Today, safety protocols are more rigorous than ever, yet the shadow of the curse still looms large, a reminder that some mysteries may be guarded by fate itself. The curse, whether real or metaphorical, serves as a powerful narrative device. It compels us to ask, is there a price to be paid for disturbing secrets that have lain hidden for centuries? And in our modern age of technology and scientific inquiry, can we ever fully escape the legacy of ancient warnings? While no definitive treasure has been recovered, the evidence gathered over the years is both tantalizing and puzzling. Coins, some dating back to the 17th century, have been retrieved from various shafts, along with pieces of pottery, lead artifacts, and even fragments of what may be ancient parchment. In one case, a piece of wood bearing inscriptions was claimed to read, 40 feet below, 2 million pounds are buried. Though the translation and significance of such messages are hotly debated, they add to the aura of enigma that surrounds the island. Researchers have also found unusual materials, such as non-native coconut fiber, material that could not have grown on Oak Island naturally. This discovery alone has spurred theories of global connections and secret trade routes, possibly even implicating medieval explorers or secret societies who had access to exotic goods. Add to this the possibility that the island's engineered flood tunnels and drainage systems were designed as deliberate booby traps, and you have a puzzle where every new find only deepens the mystery. Moreover, modern tests such as isotope analysis have been used to trace the origins of certain artifacts, suggesting connections with Europe, particularly southern France, and raising questions about the role of European nobility and even the Knights Templar in the island's history. These pieces of evidence, though fragmented, collectively suggest that Oak Island might not be a single treasure trove but rather a palimpsest of human endeavors spanning centuries. Let's revisit the major theories one more time and see how they interlock, or conflict, with each other. Pirate treasure. The classic narrative tells us that Captain Kidd or even Blackbeard may have buried their ill-gotten gains on the island. Although dramatic and compelling, the physical evidence for pirate treasure remains circumstantial. Templar and Masonic relics. Some believe the money pit is a relic of medieval engineering, a hidden vault constructed by the Knights Templar or secret Freemasons. Artifacts such as inscribed stones, lead crosses, and mysterious ciphers are cited as supporting evidence. Yet, critics argue that many of these finds can be explained as natural or industrial byproducts. Royal jewels and European heirlooms. The theory that Oak Island once held the crown jewels of a European monarch, possibly linked to Marie Antoinette, weaves a narrative of high-stakes international intrigue. Although a captivating idea, the lack of definitive provenance for many of these artifacts means that the theory remains speculative. Literary conspiracies. Finally, there is the notion that the treasure may include hidden manuscripts or coded messages, possibly related to the authorship debates over Shakespeare's works or the secret writings of Francis Bacon. This theory leans heavily on literary analysis and cryptographic puzzles, a field where enthusiasm sometimes outpaces evidence. While each theory has its passionate advocates, the enduring reality is that Oak Island's mystery is as much a reflection of human imagination as it is a historical puzzle. Perhaps the island's true treasure is the story itself, a story of hope, obsession, tragedy, and the relentless pursuit of the unknown. For centuries, the search for treasure on Oak Island has exacted a heavy toll. Lives have been lost, fortunes have been squandered, and the relentless pursuit of a dream has often ended in heartache. Yet, despite the controversies and the staggering financial investments, from early local expeditions to multi-million-dollar modern operations, the quest continues. Modern investigators, such as the team featured on The Curse of Oak Island, are not merely driven by greed. They are compelled by an insatiable curiosity, a desire to understand how a small island in the Atlantic could become the focal point of a global mystery. Every stone turned, every shaft drilled, and every artifact analyzed adds a new piece to the puzzle, even if it sometimes seems to complicate rather than clarify the picture. Critics argue that the endless search has become a modern-day obsession, a confluence of entertainment, pseudoscience, and wild speculation. Yet, there is no denying that the investigation has stimulated serious research in fields as diverse as geology, archaeology, and history. Whether it's advanced seismic testing that reveals man-made tunnels or cryptographic analysis that deciphers ancient inscriptions, the tools of modern science are finally being brought to bear on a mystery that has defied explanation for over 200 years. In many ways, the legacy of Oak Island is not solely about the treasure itself, it's about the human spirit. It's about our eternal quest to seek out the unknown, to defy the odds, and to believe that somewhere, hidden from plain sight, lies a secret waiting to be uncovered. And in this pursuit, even the failures, the near misses, and the tragedies become part of a grand narrative, a narrative that challenges us to question what we know about history and our place in it. So, after centuries of digging, diving, and decoding, what is the truth behind the Curse of Oak Island? Is it an elaborate hoax woven by time and human folly? Or is it the final resting place of pirate treasure, Templar secrets, or even royal heirlooms that could rewrite history? As of now, the treasure remains elusive. The island continues to guard its secrets in a maze of tunnels and watery depths. Modern science has advanced our understanding of the island's geology and history, but it has yet to unlock the mystery of the money pit. What we do know is that Oak Island has transformed from a remote, unremarkable patch of land into a symbol of mystery, a symbol of the undying human spirit to search for truth even when it seems forever out of reach. For every artifact unearthed, for every theory debated, and for every life touched by the mystery, Oak Island continues to remind us that history is not always written in books. Sometimes, it is buried deep beneath the earth, waiting for the brave, the curious, and the determined to come and uncover it. In the end, perhaps the real treasure is not the gold or jewels that may lie hidden, but the story itself, a story of human perseverance, mystery, and the timeless allure of the unknown. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the enigmatic history of Oak Island. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the centuries-old quest for treasure, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another episode of History Unveiled. Let me know in the comments, what do you think is truly hidden beneath Oak Island? And which theory fascinates you the most? Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and remember, the past is waiting to be discovered.